All right, welcome back to Fleck Talks, the podcast, episode 91. Today on the show, NPC TikTokers continue to fry our brains. You won't believe what counts as content this time. Then after that, this guy is trying to lure kids with his flute so he can teach them about being trans. And after that, this lady is trying to trade her kid for nothing so she can go to the club and have fun with her friends. And last but not least, we have a Jesse Lee Peterson appreciation section that you're not going to want to miss. All this and more, it's Fleck Talks, the podcast, episode 91, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleck Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Bradboy. All right, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Allegiance Gold. It is no secret that the stability of governments and markets have a significant impact on your financial well-being. Poor government decisions such as excessive spending, high debt levels, and inconsistent regulations can lead to economic instability. And when this happens, it can trigger a chain reaction that disrupts financial markets, causing stock prices to plummet, currencies to devalue, and investors to lose confidence. So why should you be worried about our government, the digital dollar, and a looming recession? Because they can jeopardize your financial securities, your retirement savings, your investments, and even the value of the money in your pocket could be at risk. This is particularly concerning for those who rely on investments and their pensions for their financial security in the future. The only company that I recommend to protect your money and your financial security in the future is Allegiance Gold. They have the highest consumer trust rating in the industry, and they can help you protect your IRA and 401k with physical gold and silver. With Allegiance Gold, you will have peace in mind knowing your savings are protected, safe, and insured against economic uncertainty. Get up to $5,000 in free silver on a qualifying investment when you visit protectwithfleckus.com today. That's protectwithfleckus.com. Go there today. You could also call 844-4FLECKA. We weren't able to get the S on. That's 844-435-3222. Now let's get into housekeeping. All right, welcome to Housekeeping. Thank you to Allegiance Gold for sponsoring. Guys, it's always good to have gold. Make sure you go pick some gold up. Richard, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm feeling sick.
You're going to have to fight through it.
I'm playing hurt today.
Yeah, the audience needs it. People want to fuck off at work for an hour on Tuesday, and you're going to have to help them.
Yeah, I'm going to help you guys, but I am feeling a little off. I had this thing where my ear gets pressure in it, and I try to blow it out with my nose. And then I can't, and then I start getting dizzy, and my world just starts going like this.
Vertigo starts acting up.
It's bad. I don't know what it is, but I've had this forever. Whenever I get congestion sickness, I always get the unbalanced world.
Equilibrium goes out the door.
And it's just imagine you're seeing the floor, and then imagine the floor is going like this every 2 seconds, and then that's me. It happened when I was driving once, and I had to just kind of look at the line and keep it going. I was fine, but... All right.
0 dead in that driving incident.
Yeah,
Congrats.
exactly. And we're still doing the show. We're never going to cancel the show.
Yeah.
Because I can't see. Oh,
I can't see.
Reality's spinning. My reality's spinning. I can't see.
Yeah.
All right. We have some doppels. We don't really do doppels anymore, but we actually have one that is worthy. It's kind of a colliding of the worlds. There is a Rob Smith singer.
Yeah.
Who also is Richard Ratboy.
Rob Smith.
So there's an alternative reality where this is ding, ding, ding for us.
Yeah, yeah. And he has a song featuring Demi Lovato and Pink.
So that's pretty good. Rob Smith.
Yeah.
And it's Richard Ratboy.
There you go. Worlds collide and Fleckus is pleased.
Yeah, that's a big one. All right, we had a big weekend for Trump. Trump went to the Turning Point USA event in Palm Beach. Just for reference, last year, Trump at that event, they did a straw poll. Who do you want to be the president in 24? And 79% last year said Trump, 19% said DeSantis. This year, the poll was done. 85% said Trump, they want him for president, and only 4% DeSantis. So bye-bye, Bye, Ron. You're done.
I hope it was worth it, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of cope going on with the DeSantis influencer class.
Of course.
And that class, that group right there, turned a good number of people off, I would say.
100%. It used to be
Time to reflect on that, what you did out there,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I think it's been enough time, and he's like far enough out of the running
Yeah.
that we can say like the homosexual influencer class you hired to promote you, Ron DeSantis, actually ruined it for you. I used to love Ron DeSantis, think he was great. When Trump used to call him DeSanctimonious, remember, I'd be like, why are we doing that? There's no need.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I get it. We ding, 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 need hands, got a fried turkey in the window.
What?
But it's from the bear.
Okay.
That's how restaurants talk. I got a fried turkey in the window. I need hands.
We actually are going to need to talk about that show on Bonus Land, maybe. It's
Yeah.
not real show stuff, but me and Fleckus have been watching The Bear,
Yeah.
and we got some complaints.
We have a lot of complaints. We will get to that in bonus land.
Yeah.
But yeah, the DeSantis campaign got ruined. 2028, I don't even think that's his year either.
It might have hurt him. He shot himself in the foot, I guess, a little bit. It's tough to come back. And imagine if he had just chilled, didn't listen to any of the Republican donor class, bided his time, and then like was Trump's like a spokesperson and a hitter and built loyalty.
Yeah.
You know?
He could have really done that. Instead, the rhinos let him into the buzzsaw. And I think that was their plan the whole time.
Yeah.
They knew if they put him against Trump, Trump would buzzsaw him, and then it would ruin DeSantis for the future. I think that's kind of was their plan all along.
Are we going to talk about like the other interviews that Tucker did during that, or for the Blaze Summit that was kind of right before? Or
Yeah, we can. I mean, Tucker...
I just want to say that Mike Pence, you know, that whole thing where he slipped up and said, that is not my concern when he's trying to send tanks to Ukraine and get the war really ramped up. If you look at that in a lens of Mike Pence is not speaking to Americans, he's just speaking to the guys who donated to him, it starts making a lot more sense.
It
You know?
does make a lot
So
more sense.
that's the point I wanted to make. Like, you can go, how could he say that? That's not my concern. That's crazy.
But the guys who donate are like,
Yes.
Halliburton.
Keep hammering. Yeah, exactly.
Raytheon, happy.
Exactly.
But yeah, the event this weekend was great for Trump. Vivek had a big weekend. Vivek Ramaswamy.
Vivek, who knows? Who cares?
He did a great job, kicked Ron DeSantis' ass. He was mobbed. Every time he was going around in public at the event, he would just get mobbed by people. Everyone wanted to see him. He had that Trump energy.
Yeah. Also, though, a lot of mask stuff, a lot of COVID vax stuff in his past. So I don't trust
Yeah.
like that.
All right, moving on. We're still in that little section, though. That DeSantis had a weird moment over the weekend. I don't know what he was trying to do, but here's him walking around. It just didn't look right. Looks like a robot. And someone's like, oh, take a photo. And he does like the fakest smile for a second. He kind of does like that stupid face.
I get that, though. The quick smile for the photo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just go back to Florida and be the governor of Florida, buddy. You're done.
I thought you were going to bring up the part where somebody goes, how are you going to cut into Trump's lead? And he goes, wait and see. And it's like, well.
Yeah, wait and see. The money's gone, and I'm pretty much going to stop campaigning soon.
He fired a few campaign staffers, too, actually. Low, mid-level guys just as a cost-cutting thing. So it's not, the ship isn't like, they're not gaining ballast. It's throwing lifeboats off the side and shit. So
yeah, they're cutting weight.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they cut that to those Twitter people. They do him no good.
Yeah,
and all they do is fight with the Trump people, and it's like, how are you gonna win that? You're gonna turn Trump people against Trump? No. So then all you're gonna do is turn Trump people against you.
Yeah, like while not hitting the left at all, or while not touting your accomplishments. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're trying to fight with Trump, but that's never going to result in, oh, yeah, you're right. Trump's not good. You're great, Ron.
Yeah.
Where do I write your name in?
Yeah.
And then also Trump lately has been saying that he's going to go on kind of a revenge tour where he's going to get revenge against the government.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Trump's unprecedented campaign pitch, elect me to get revenge on the government. We've used that term on the show, revenge tour.
Yeah.
So hearing him say that,
Feels good.
That feels real good, and that's exactly what we need. All right, we're moving on. We have a very important housekeeping. We have a lot of great shout-outs this week. We're just going to play a couple in the background. Here's people knocking over the rocks. We really appreciate that. That goes a long way. And some people get mad, and they go, oh, these are trail markers. These are the woods, and they're trail markers. All right, where's the trail? near that knocked over pile of rocks. That's where the trail is.
I think that's bullshit anyway.
Yeah, and they're not trail markers. This is just public places. One guy did it at a restaurant. And I was also thinking, you know how we established on the show a few weeks ago that the stacks could be summoning gnomes because it creates like a portal for them to come through?
Yeah, that was more a you thing, but yeah, I remember it on
So
the show.
I was thinking we're kind of on the front lines of like closing those portals down.
Yeah, gnome warfare.
So in the gnome warfare, like the invisible war against the gnomes, we're like right up there. Us and like 13-year-old kids are probably the only ones knocking those stacks down.
For sure.
So that goes a long way. That helps everybody. Someone also wrote Fleckus Talks the podcast, best new podcast of all time, on some wood, which was done in a, what's the word? A redesigning of someone's home?
Yeah, like a remodel.
A remodel. So they're going to put this in, they're going to put the new walls up or whatever, and then in 40 years when someone wants to remodel the kitchen,
2058.
they're going to see Fleckus Talks the podcast, best new podcast of all time. And then we had a worker listening, because last week we were talking about how people are listening at work and fucking off.
Uh-huh.
And we actually got a video evidence of that here.
On.
Notifications is a big one, I think.
That's a big one.
Especially for Tuesday. And what I'm learning is a lot of you people are watching Tuesday. You're just watching at work. You just fuck off for an hour.
And it's a guy watching it work and kind of fucking off for an hour. And last but not least, for shout outs, this might be the best one yet. This was a radio station. This is like a DJ.
16. Who knows what they're doing now? I leave you with that. Oh, and if you're looking for something based, Fleckus Talks the podcast is ranked the best new podcast of all time, streaming new episodes Tuesdays and Fridays every week. So definitely check that out.
How
on
about
YouTube.
that?
That's it for me.
Crazy.
Have a great
That's the
evening.
biggest
Until
one I think
next
we've ever gotten.
Yeah, I think that's the most mainstream, if you will.
Okay, that's pretty good. Those are the shout outs this week. Keep shouting us out. Keep tagging us in your BLTs. Keep tagging us in your Arnie Palmies. You have one more?
Well, I'm doing
we
this.
have one more. Of course we
kind
do.
of a major one.
This wedding. Look at this.
2 Fleckus podcast listeners got married. They're showing the podcast on their wedding day. They're watching, taking pictures.
And then here they posted on their story. What does it say?
It says, fell in love a year ago and bonded over this crazy, awesome podcast on our first date. Decided to get married on a Friday. Couldn't miss an opportunity to juice the algo.
Wow. That's the commitment we're looking for, guys.
Yeah, and I want to know who, like, this is the first date. You pull out Fleckus Talks the podcast, and, like, who knows what we were on? Who knows what we were talking about during that episode a year ago?
Yeah.
Must have been, like, Dylan Mulvaney shit, you know?
COVID, probably.
Yeah. But, I mean, so I want to know, I need to know more. Who showed who? Were you both like, yeah, we both watch it. Let's watch it together?
Yeah. But hey, first date, Fleckus Talks the podcast, and you're married less than a year later. I need a finder's fee or something.
Matchmaker fee.
Quentin and Meredith, congratulations. Enjoy your wedding. Enjoy your honeymoon. You guys are the best. Everyone else, take notes. That's the kind of engagement we like here on the show. All right, moving on.
Literal engagement.
Yeah, literal show engagement. This is more of an actual news story. Remember last week how we talked about affirmative action?
Yeah, of
And
course.
you know how everyone, when affirmative action gets discussed, goes, oh, Asian people are missing out because Asian people are so smart. And then they take spots away from Asian people who are qualified and they give them to black people who are not as qualified. It's actually not even Asian people who are losing the spots because there's not that many Asian people in America compared to the rest of the races.
Yeah, Asians aren't numerous enough in America for that to be true, for that to be the case.
Yeah. So we looked at this graph of who's actually losing spots because of affirmative action.
If you had switched from the current college admissions process to test only.
Yep.
Right.
To test only. And look who's actually affected. It's a tough graph to read.
Yeah.
But the white people are that blue box.
Mm-hmm.
And on the left, it's how it was, right?
Yeah.
And on the right,
how it is with current college admissions, and on the right is
how it
test
should be.
only enrollment share. So whites would go from 66% to 75%. Basically, 25,000 plus white students are being displaced, I think, every year by these college admissions.
and then Asian just goes from 11 to 10%.
Yeah.
So it's not even a huge
Hey,
difference.
they're still taking a hit, but we're worried about, like, you know, you can talk about statistics and stuff, but I want to see Timmy, who didn't get in. You know, it's
Yeah.
like every individual who doesn't get in and gets passed over, it's like that's a crime against humanity.
Yeah, exactly. So that's good to know. And I had a feeling too, because it's such a cop out. Oh, Asian, it's all about the Asian people.
Yeah.
It's actually the white people who are getting screwed over by affirmative action. All right, let's move on. We're still in housekeeping. We have a very important housekeeping this week. As you know, please like the post. Let's juice the algo. Let's tickle the post. Let's do what we need to get the algo going in our favor.
It's still a Tuesday epi, so we're trying to train the algo. So Tuesdays are more important to tickle.
Tuesdays are
right
more
now.
important. Have your notifications on. Leave a comment. Like the post. Goes a long way. Moving on. There's a new Snow White coming out.
Yeah, Disney wants to just keep losing money is what it looks like. And we got some new picks.
Yep. Here is the pic they released on this Daily Mail article. Snow White and the 7 politically correct companions. Oh, you can't say dwarfs anymore.
Yeah, Snow White is some Latina type.
Yeah.
So stolen from us. Snow White, her name.
Yeah.
Snow White.
Exactly.
And then this is the ragtag group of Muppets.
So it's a full representation. Everyone's got different races and hair and I'm sure sexual identities. They stole 6 jobs from other midgets, I guess, that could have been.
Yeah, and then the interesting thing is they still have one midget
Yeah.
holding the line. So it's like you either did it or you didn't.
Yeah.
And they've half and halved it. And then there's a black woman in there, black guy in his little outfit. I bet they'll be happy in something. They won't be grumpy.
Grumpy will be that white guy,
guy.
probably. He's grumpy. And then stupid will be the white guy, too.
Exactly.
And then happy and rich and, funny will be all the black people.
So, I mean, we do these type of things every week. There's a new thing that got ruined. There's a new, The Little Mermaid, her eyes are too far apart and she's black. There's a new one. There's a new one every week. And I think what it just kind of shows us is that there's no adults in charge at Disney.
Yeah.
Or if there are, it's just like a yes man circular thing where DEI is the tip of the spear and most important because they're losing money on almost every movie. Indiana Jones just got smoked. Yeah. And then they're just like, is it me who's the problem? No, double down. Snow White and the 7 random guys. No, next one. It's like they're not learning lessons. And it's sad, but it's a self-fulfilling prophecy almost. Like
it is.
That they're going down.
They kind of have to keep doing this. Like they're stuck in a loop and they're stuck in the bed that they made. And they have like these emergency meetings after every flop. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what happened? Oh, no one saw it. No one cared, whatever. And then they probably get in the meeting for this one. Like, oh, we've had a lot of flops. Do you think this one's going to be good? And all of like the progressive people are like, oh,
this is the one.
Snow White, she's Latino. 7 dwarfs, they're all gay and black or whatever. Yeah. So this is going to be the one that really hits. And then what's going to happen? It's going to get smoked again. This will get us back on track.
Yeah.
And, I'm not in the movie biz, but no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
Doesn't take a movie biz, 20-year executive to say that this is going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll wait for the opening day on that one, and it'll be a flop, and everyone go, oh, what happened?
The right tried to cancel it or
no,
something.
Everyone's racist. They don't want to see a Latino Snow White. It's Snow White.
Yeah.
That was the one you didn't really have to change that much.
It's like a European fairy tale.
Exactly. All right, moving on. Do you know there's a Rothschild Island in Antarctica and a Deception Island in Antarctica?
I did not. What do you think it means?
I don't know.
Rothschild Island and then Deception Island. Deception looks, what do you think there?
Looks pretty deceptive.
A little man-made?
It looks something. And I also just wanted to add, I don't think the Titanic hit an iceberg.
Fair.
Get that out there.
Federal Reserve type shit?
Yeah, something like that. Blew up. First-hand accounts, people were saying that there was an explosion.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
I'll take you at face value on that.
Yeah, we'll dig into that more. I made chicken a couple days ago. I was trying to do like a meal prep thing, and I cooked chicken wings, and then I made a bad mistake. I tried to take the chicken off the bones.
Yeah.
Just to have like a bowl of chicken meat.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just knotty and gross and ligaments, and I couldn't even chew it. I had to feed it to the dog. So, horrible mistake. Never do that. We are moving on. Let's go to the girl who eats shit at the Drake concert. Let's mix it up a little bit. She's at the Drake concert. There she is. She's having fun. Camera turns, and she's done. She's down for the count. All right. You like that?
Yeah.
That was pretty good, right?
She ate shit, it's called.
It's called eating shit at the Drake concert. All right, moving on. We've been watching the World Series of Poker. It's just everyone's so serious.
Yeah.
Everyone's there with their glasses on. They're like this, call, race. It's a fun playing, guys. Fun playing poker, everybody.
I like it, but yeah, it's serious. The guys they're playing for like millions of dollars, so I don't know.
Yeah.
A little leeway, but yeah, not much table talk going on there.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I've noticed, Richard? You haven't mentioned Sound of Freedom.
I'm still trafficking.
Have you been sex trafficking? Yeah. I'm going to tell Gays Against Trump Against Groomers. There's a group, Gays Against Groomers, but now they hate Trump now because I think one of the owners of it is anti-Trump. Mm-hmm. So now we call it Gays Against Trump Against Groomers.
They added a leg into the thing.
Which is an interesting approach.
And nothing against...
Nothing
against Gays Against Groomers, but it's funny to add Gays Against Trump Against Groomers.
Yeah, it's funny to say I'm telling Gays Against Trump Against Groomers on you. All right, moving on. I made a realization the other day. We were watching some TV. Modern Family. Way more insidious than we thought. The daughter, slut. The mom, former slut. Dad, moron. Son, moron. Gay guys, well written and funny, and they purchased a baby via human trafficking from Thailand that doesn't need a mom because they wrote it that way. Convenient. Jay, the grandpa, old traditional man, and he's old and gonna die, and no one in his lineage is like him.
On his way out.
So he's the last of a dying breed. Mm-hmm. And the whole Modern Family, when it first came out, it was like, oh yeah, Modern Family, things are different. It was actually before things were actually that way.
Yeah.
And because we all watched and laughed and didn't really stop anything, we consented, and now that's what the Modern Family is.
They really normalized gay guys acquiring a baby.
Yeah.
For like 10 seasons, right?
Yeah. Those guys were so funny. That was written so well.
Yeah. And we were talking about this off camera, like kind of making the realization before it made its way into the show. And we just kept saying, oh, yeah, the gay guys are so witty because we wrote it that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, and this guy's dumb because we made it like that.
Yeah.
You know? So
exactly. Oh, the baby doesn't need a mom. We wrote it that way. But meanwhile, her mom is like off, on set, off to the side, like 10 feet away. They call cut. The mom comes in probably and consoles the child.
Needs 6 hours, and then you have to take 18 hours off or something. Some SAG rules. And Modern Family came out in 2009. Mm-hmm. So it was early and gaining steam, and they probably acquired the baby around 2015, I'd say, maybe, if I'm ballparking it.
Perfect timing.
But yeah, man, so...
All right, last piece.
But you like that. You love that show.
Well, it is well written, yeah.
So, Caught You.
It is well written, and then the guy who produces it also produced Frasier. So it's like there's good writing there.
Yeah.
It is a good show. It's just bad, and it subverted us, but there's funny jokes.
They got away with that one.
Yeah. Last piece of housekeeping. There is a new singer we've been following. I've been keeping track of. His name is Sean. Let's just play his first clip.
I traveled 1,000 kilometers to New York City to do this. I am rectangular. I feel it in my bones. I am rectangular. I feel no hole. I am rectangular. And you are a circle. I am rectangular.
That's good. He's rectangular.
All right, who is this guy? What are you doing to me?
That is Sean. By day, he's a CEO, but by night, he's a songwriter. Play the next clip.
Hi guys, my name is Sean, and I'm a CEO by day. At night, I'm a songwriter. And if you have a business that you think could potentially grow big, then I'm the probably right guy to work with you, because I just wrote the song about unicorns. Check it out.
All unicorns.
He takes off his tie. All right.
That's good, right? That's our guy. So it's a peculiar entertaining talent, or PET, or PET for short. So he's our newest PET, or newest pet, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
That's Sean, the CEO. He's a CEO by day, songwriter by night, and he makes those songs. I am rectangular. All right, that's the end of housekeeping. Make sure you guys join FleckasTalks.com, our own platform website. We have a Q&A coming out this week that's going to be great. We had a lot of questions from the audience. We did a Q&A a couple weeks ago. We're doing another one. Fun Q&A. People are calling in. Really cool stuff. Asking for advice, all kinds of things. And then we also have Bonus Land that comes out Friday simultaneously with the show. So FleckisTalks.com is the website. Join there today. First month is free. Make sure you guys join. A lot of people have been joining. Let's get into Cringe of the Week. All right. First clip of Cringe of the Week. The Don't Have Kids elf is the first clip.
Yeah. This is kind of a little, we're going to have a little section on climate anxiety and protesters. So
yeah.
So you think everybody should stop having kids?
That would be a great idea. The world is ending. Scientists have proven it. We're like the next 20 years of our lives are just gonna get hotter. We're just gonna like get closer and closer to the world.
Pause it real quick.
Doing something drastic.
Yeah, the world is gonna end. The scientists have proven it
in 20 years.
And that's why I've developed no practical skills and live in a city and go to drag shows.
That's why I put on the elf ears and have the stupid tattoos and I don't know how to make a fire.
Yeah, I have stinky, hairy armpits, though.
I can't make bread. I don't know how yeast works, but, I don't use deodorant.
Yeah, scientists have proven. Scientists prove.
Just gonna, like, get closer and closer to the world doing something drastic. Fun science.
How do we stop people from having kids?
Forced sterilization.
What are our alternatives here?
Forced sterilization says the least capable person of accomplishing that.
I know, and that's part of it too. It's always like somebody saying, "Oh yeah, we're forced," and it's like, you mean eventually the opinion is going to become so unanimous that military-aged men are going to go and do it? Because you're not forcing anybody. Like you can barely stand up.
And like this person is so like anxious and scared, and like that's what the left's agenda always preys on. It's like it preys on like anxious women and like weak men, and then they tell them, "Hey, the world's gonna end in 20 years," and it's like now those people are against everyone else because no one else is as scared as they need to be. And it's like, do you think the world's gonna end in 20 years and you're the one who knows?
You're the tip of the spear.
You're the tip of the spear.
No, and you're absolutely right. Like I would call this woman like a level 2 susceptible. There's different like susceptibility levels, and like just probably her pattern of thinking and like the anxiety. She's like, oh, something. I have to be anxious about something, and the climate, science, and she just keeps saying science like a parrot.
Yeah. It's been proven by scientists.
It's been proven 20 years.
Didn't we just have COVID? Like, doesn't science no longer listen to?
No, she's still blindly trusting. She's still in on that. But yeah, it's like a certain type of person who back in the day would be like, oh no, maybe worry a little too much about getting her kids' lunches, worry a little too much about the schedule and baseball and who's going to pick up Timmy. And now it's just like the climate is ending, forced sterilization, ramp it up to 900.
Yeah, you really ramped it up. The anxiety is there forever throughout history. But it
used to be about snakes in the evolutionary period. It used to be about snakes in the cave and
polio or
what was that sound?
Yeah.
But yeah, then polio, then it's getting your kids to school, and now it's climate death, no kids.
Yeah, everyone's got to sterilize themselves. Is there anything else she said? I think that was pretty much it, right?
That was it. It's just I want to talk more about the type of person than the message. Obviously, the message is so stupid. Oh, and then the other thing I would say is like some Mexican guy who just crossed the border will be like, family makes you happy. Like big family bring big joy. And then she's like, no, I'm telling you. Like she's yelling.
And then the guy who comes here across the border, he'll have like 6 kids. And then they'll have all kids by the time they're like 18.
Yeah.
And then he has like grandkids and great grandkids. And in 90 years, he's got like 5 generations below him.
And this lady is,
still
marching.
Yes,
still marching for the climate.
Scared in the basement.
And then so we're going to move on to this is kind of a climate section. We've been seeing a lot of the hand cementers and a lot of the protesters and stuff. So you want to play this first?
Yeah, let's go to whatever one you think.
Scheiße. The Chad fireman doesn't care.
Rip it out. So they cemented their hands and they're getting them out and they're freaking out over it.
And then look at this one too. This is like the blocking traffic, which is what we're seeing more and more of, right?
Yep.
So, and I think the hand in the cement is the same thing, blocking traffic. These guys have nothing better to do.
This guy just wants to drive the truck.
Yeah.
You should not get in his way. He's got a real job.
And there's the camera that comes in. But so the point that I want to make is like these climate people are such midwits. They're such like intellectual mediums that they just go and stop traffic for like whoever's on the road right now.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're going to do. Like obviously internationally, we always make the joke like, oh, Greta Thunberg saved the climate, but you never go to China for the coal plants. And all these numbskulls, like these midwits,
useful idiots,
they go and they stop traffic on some random street at random X day, thus ruining 25 people's average days.
And there are probably people who are like plumbers and truck drivers and bus drivers, people just doing average work. It's like, why don't you go to China and sit in front of the coal plant or whatever and block that?
Yeah.
So you get put into a camp.
Like, why don't you, yeah, exactly. The front door of a power supply station. Why don't you go disrupt that? Or, you know, like it doesn't make any sense to just mess with random street people. And then we have another example that's kind of a step in the right direction, but we're going to tell you why it falls short.
Yeah.
So this is another environmentalist group spraying paint on like a $300 million super yacht that Walmart heiress owns.
Yep.
So here they're, hey, at least that's better than blocking people in traffic.
At least he did a little research.
Yeah.
He said, all right, Walmart,
All right.
this boat.
They're in port. It's called this. Like they did a little work, right?
But when you spray the boat, who's going to clean that up?
Is the Walton heiress on her hands and knees scrubbing on the yacht?
You got me, guys. It's going to be the crew hands.
Yeah.
It's going to be all these little workers.
You guys just made the crew work like an 8-hour shift cleaning paint off the yacht.
A brutal day, too.
Yeah.
Getting paint off of something.
Yeah. So, I mean, in summation, the climate people are anxious, misguided, and not very effective.
Yeah.
They just don't have that dog in them to actually make any change. They just whine and virtue signal.
Exactly.
So, you know, I'm sure you guys could put your heads together and come up with a few better ideas that might be more impactful. But
if we were into climate change, we could come up with some good stuff.
Oh, yeah, we'd be effective. We'd be
all
effective.
That Rob shit we know how to do and all those bits we know how to do.
Yeah, all those pages of housekeeping.
Yeah.
They'll really come in
If I
handy.
applied that to climate change, we did it with Arnold Palmer's and BLTs and the rocks and the shout outs. We could be doing climate change shit with that energy.
I know.
But we waste it.
Imagine how effective.
All right, let's do the trans flute guy. This guy plays the flute or the clarinet or some shit like that.
I think it's even less impressive. It's just a recorder. It's that 4th grade instrument we all had.
Yeah.
I've trained all the children at my summer camp to come to me whenever I play my recorder. Bunch of 5 to 11-year-olds are just following me wherever I go. I have so much power and I love it. It's the perfect time to teach them about transgender.
I have so much power and I love it. It's the perfect time to teach them about transgender.
So he's got so much power and he loves it. 5 to 11-year-olds, and he gets to teach them about transgenderism. Yeah. And I actually looked up, you know, Pied Piper, the saying, like, you're the Pied Piper?
Yeah.
Like, what that is?
Yeah.
It's someone who, by means of personal charm, entices people to follow him, usually to their disappointment or misfortune. And he literally would play like the flute or whatever, the Pied Piper would. And I think there was a story where children followed him and then like 130 kids went missing.
They all drowned after the Pied Piper tried extorting the town, right?
Something like that, yeah. So it's like that's literally the Pied Piper story in real time.
Yeah, yeah. And people still send their kids to this camp. And this guy's got the physiognomy to be like, I don't know, overnight security guard at like a plant.
Yeah.
You know, the greasy, thin hair.
Grocery bagger.
Yeah. Ticket taker at the movie theater.
Ticket taker at the movie theater.
Like the old rundown theater, not like the AMC corporate one. Like the old theater that's barely hanging on in town.
That's who that is.
And this guy, like, the first that, you know, whenever I hang out with 5 to 11-year-olds, I always think about immediately how much power I have. Yeah. That's where my mind goes. I think about the power that I have.
Power dynamics.
So, yeah, this weird trans guy.
So clearly he's teaching them trans stuff because obviously with kids, they're not going to get there naturally. They need to be like groomed into understanding trans stuff. That's like why there's so much groomership. And then there's also a test. I saw this in someone's story. Kids are taking this weird sex test where they're literally being taught and quizzed on like gay sex stuff.
Do you know what age group this was or what it was from? So
it looks like it's like 7-year-olds.
Look at the font. The font gives it away. That's like little kid homework assignment question font. And then the kid's handwriting, like writing in cursive, bisexual, pansexual, cisgender questioning. Like, guys.
What's cisgender questioning? What's the answer?
Lori was born with female body parts. Lori is very happy with her long-term boyfriend, Gary. Lori might be described as...
So why is it questioning?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. The kid probably got it wrong. You know? But the whole point is, like, why would a kid do this ever? Why would a teacher print this out and think they're doing the right thing?
And then cisgender is like the word for normal, but it's like that has to be qualified, and so it's nothing's normal. It's either cisgender or you're bisexual or you're a demi-boy. There's all these like categorizations where you can't just be like, oh, you're either normal or you got something a little different.
Yeah.
Like cisgender is no longer just normal. It's cisgender questioning. That question is just a girl with a boyfriend. But I guess everybody is questioning because you know how popular it is to be LGBT.
Yeah. So that breaks my heart. The little kid question font.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
Also this week I saw Charlize Theron, who's an actress. She has 2 black adopted sons, and they're both trans and going as girls now.
Yeah, classic Hollywood. Oh, and unrelated, she was in that Fast and Furious 10, that super high budget, high payday thing. She was in that too.
She got the good boy points for that.
Yeah. But Charlize Theron shows how she knew her 3-year-old was transgender.
So she has 2 adopted kids, black kids, I think probably from a different country, and they're both going as girls now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not taught, right? Let's go to the secret binders clip.
Yeah, so after your kid gets done with the genderqueer pansexual homework, they start sniffing around. They get curious. They think, wow, these people get special attention. So what do?
It says, ship a secret binder with me. So this is just some adults shipping stuff to kids without the parents' consent.
Yep. So there's the chest binder. Put it at the bottom of the box. Cover it. So it's basically a false hole. And then put candy
fill
in
it
it.
with candy. It's like, who's sending you candy in the mail?
Hey, son or daughter, I noticed you got the some weird candy package with a handwritten mail thing on it.
Yeah.
From some sketchy source. What's up with that?
And also, it's like, what kids get mail like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like the secret mail.
Your mail's here with like a handwritten postage. My mom would probably open that and go, what is this, candy? No. What's this secret compartment?
Looks like a secret compartment. Any parent who's like any parent who's not just like drunk and on autopilot, would
What would Tony Soprano say? What the fuck you send to my kid?
Yeah. In this house, it's 1954.
All right, let's go to the demon surgeon who does the surgeries on kids.
Yeah, this is one that's been kind of breaking as a story a little bit, but I want everyone to pay attention to this guy's own words, right?
Yeah.
This is a guy who's talking about doing trans surgery on someone who had prepubescent hormone blockers. So this is someone who's been on hormone blockers for a long time, and then they're like, okay, I want to cut the dick off and be a fake woman.
One thing that is very new is genital surgery in someone that has underwent pubertal suppression. Not so much an issue in someone with assigned female at birth anatomy that undergoes a phalloplasty, because we're creating something with a free tissue transfer or a flap anyway. But a much bigger issue for an individual that's undergoing a penile inversion vaginoplasty, because we use all of that tissue to basically create the vulva as well as line the internal vaginal canal. And as a specialty, those of us that do a fairly high volume of genital gender affirming surgery, we've maybe done a handful of pubertally suppressed adolescents as a field, and no one's published on it yet. OHSU we're just putting our first series together as we're kind of learning and figuring out what works. But it's really changing things because you don't have enough tissue to line the vaginal canal. So you either have to take a skin graft or take skin from elsewhere or use some artificial product. The way that we're dealing with it is by using a robot, and we're basically performing intra-abdominal components of the surgery. So we're using peritoneum, which is the inner lining of the abdomen.
You see some of the key phrases there.
Yeah.
He's like, there's not been a study published.
There's no data.
There's no data. I've done a handful of these. So it's like, leave that stuff aside. The surgery where people only recently started getting it and there's no long-term like studies on it, that's already a risk. And now he's talking about a handful of surgeries, firing from the hip. Like, we're kind of figuring it out as we go. Is that something you'd like to hear when you were getting your penis inverted and then turned into a man-made horror vagina?
Especially as a kid. And it's like they're trying to figure out how to do it the best because kids aren't fully grown yet, so they don't have enough tissue. And then we're doing a skin graft, so you're like cutting off of like a chunk of skin off of a kid.
Off the fleshy part of the thigh.
And don't you hear what you're saying? Like, this guy just like is getting off on this because I think at the end of the day, he knows like he's destroying lineages.
Yeah.
He's just making kids infertile, and that's what the devil wants to do, and he's probably ran by demons.
And even if you don't go that far, listen to his own words about like firing from the hip. He's like, we're trying. There's not much data. We're trying to publish something. And it's like, imagine doing the surgery where like this guy, who's not even an experienced surgeon or anything.
Yeah.
This guy's like, if you showed me the doctor from My 600-Pound Life who does all the fatty surgeries, I'd be like, all right, doctor, I trust you. You've done 400 of these or more. But
this like 28.
This guy's like 28, maybe 30 doing these surgeries, guessing.
And he has purple hair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you guys know.
There was a whistleblower too. What do they say?
Yeah, a whistleblower has come forward since this post, since this kind of went viral. They worked with the man below and described him as a demon surgeon. And then this is Ashley St. Clair. She posted the testosterone consent forms that the whistleblower provided from the Dornbecker Gender Clinic. And all of these pictures, they just have like little disclaimers throughout where it's like, no, you're doing the right thing. But also testosterone may be infertile permanently and long-term effects are unknown. But you're doing the right thing. You're getting surgery. It's good. Although testosterone is a common treatment, long-term effects are not fully known. So it's basically a whole, like, we're guessing. We don't know.
What an ugly group of people that come together to make something like this happen.
Yeah.
It's like a mom of a kid who, the mom has mental issues 100%. The kid is deceived. Then you have this guy. It's like, you imagine you had like a bad mom who was kind of a moron and they brought you because they think you're transgender. You'd think a doctor would go, let's not do anything drastic. Let's wait until she's older. 80% of kids grow out of it.
I'm going to talk to Tiffany alone now, okay, Mom? You know, like even the bare minimum little steps that you could do.
It's just like there's no relief. There's no one who has anyone's back. There's no one who's protecting or looking out for the kids. It's all, we could do that. Yeah. Well, you don't have enough skin to make a vagina, but we'll cut your dick off and then we'll take some skin from your leg.
Yeah.
The kid's like this tall, you know?
We'll use a robot. Well,
we'll use a robot.
I think what they're talking about is people who are like of age at that point, but were on puberty blockers during the time they were supposed to grow. So they got the little dinghy.
So these are all of age trans surgeries?
I think so. But
I thought it was kids.
No, but it's like, it's someone who was gearing up for this as a kid. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So they were on puberty blockers.
The pipeline.
Exactly.
All right, let's move out of Cringe.
Well, let's just reflect. This doctor, the mom, the kid, the medical board, the licensing department, you know, there's
the admins, the nurses, the people walking around with the clipboards.
The guy who delivers just mail to that clinic and goes, hey, what's going on here? You know,
everyone's complicit.
Nobody fucking makes a scene. Isn't
the
that
mailman is the final line.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what are you doing in here? That kid looks pretty healthy. Are you sure you should be doing this?
Yeah, we're going to invert the penile.
Yeah, he wants to.
All right.
All right, let's get into Cringe. We have more Cringe. That nails lady and the eyelash lady.
Yeah, we got two.
Good morning, guys. Yo, last night was so bad. I don't know what I'm allergic to. As far as that made my
all right, she's got nothing to say that we really hear, right?
You can fast forward where she pours the coffee. You can see that the coffee has like a seal that you're supposed to peel off. But she didn't do it. She just punched a hole in it. And I think it's because her nails couldn't grab the seal and pull it off.
She can't grip it.
So with the nails, she just made herself like physically useless.
Yeah.
Like she can't do most things that a person in the house should be able to do because she got the nails. But hey, at least she cares about her looks.
Yeah. Does she?
Yeah.
Does she? Because, you know, to me, this looks like a morbidly obese woman.
But the nails is right.
But the nails look good. So, I don't know. That was my main point. I don't really understand people who take so much pride in a certain aspect of how they look while totally neglecting their physical health.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I agree.
Because you're kind of...
I'm kind of...
You're neglect... You're...
You know,
Yeah.
I teeter, but I'm not fully there.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything that I present as like what I'm proud of.
How much do you think the nails cost?
500.
Job like this.
500.
I'd say that's not far off, right?
Maybe more.
Look at these. I don't know what sort of goes into it, but something I'll never understand, I guess. And I don't want to.
Yeah. And then next is the eyelash lady. Similar. Eyelashes is just too much. And I think that I think we can, as a show, can say that fake eyelashes on girls is a red flag. And then fake nails is a beige flag.
I think fake nails, like to an extent, is fine. Like if you're doing them fake to be like,
it's a beige. That's beige flag.
All right.
And then belly button ring, red flag or what?
You tell me.
I'd say red. Belly button ring, red flag.
I think there's just a hard age limit on a belly button ring.
Yeah, maybe. Lip ring, red flag. Eyebrow ring, red flag. Nose thing, red flag. Nose ring on the side right here, red flag.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't like that shit. This girl looks like something you'd encounter in the deep sea.
Oh, like a deep
fish, like a guppy type. Like look at her with the eyes dead.
And then when you pull her up, her eyes pop out.
Yeah.
Like a deep pressure fish.
Exactly.
Deep sea fish.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the NPC TikToks.
All right.
This first one is the blonde one. This is what's going viral these days. This is what the kids are consuming. I don't fully understand it.
Kitty paws. Pumpkin yum.
So someone sends her an emoji, then she like has a little bit for each one.
Now spicy. Ice cream yum.
Ice cream, yum.
Kitty paws.
I have a bad feeling this is the dystopian future of content.
Yeah.
Got a bad feeling about that.
Yeah, so this kind of went viral this past weekend. Multiple people. This other girl did one too. Ice cream so good. Gang, gang. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
And we were promised flying cars. We were promised a lot of shit in the 1955 sci-fi writers movies.
Yeah.
And we get this.
Who's worse, these people or the people paying them?
The people paying them, I think, are way worse.
I think so too.
So you see this black girl here?
Uh-huh.
She has 400,000 followers on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
And I read that she makes between $2,000 and $4,000 for one of these live stream sessions where she goes for like a long time.
Yeah. I heard she makes 6 figures a month. Doing the gang gang.
Gang gang.
Oh, spicy, yum. Ice cream, yum. Hot dog, yum. Ooh.
So what do we do about it?
Rob Smith, ceviche, tennis. Ooh, Vespa, room.
Cabana.
Vespa, room.
Torrential downpour.
And for as much as we always praise the Japanese, you know how we always say, oh, the Japanese cultures are so good and clean, whatever.
Yeah.
This is some Japanese shit.
I think so, too.
This is kind of Japanese shit.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
And yeah, people were making memes. I made this one. The little kid seeing TV for the first time, and it's the gang gang. And then somebody else used Don Draper in the movie theater. And it's like, if you're a normal person, this is just fascinating to watch. I can't imagine the participants on either end. I appreciate the talent, I guess, at least for making money and doing something that's making money, because otherwise she wouldn't be making those sounds. But man, I don't know.
Yeah.
This isn't like a good sign for humanity.
Exactly. It's not a good sign for humanity.
There's certain leading indicators out there every once in a while that you see and you go, Armageddon type thing on the horizon.
No one knows how to make bread within 10 miles of this. So that's not going to work. I guess it's not as bad as OnlyFans.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's a silver lining.
But it's more brain dead. OnlyFans is at least money for porn,
Transactional
money for
porn
porn, right?
sex, yeah.
Like, and you know, we don't condone any of that, but
this is
nothing.
This is pretty brain dead.
It's truly
You
nothing.
get nothing when you watch this for an hour.
Yeah.
But I think people are so deprived from interacting with girls that they send the girl an emoji, which I think costs them probably like 20 cents or something. Like you know?
Yeah, it's
And
a volume thing, I would assume.
And they send like a hot dog emoji, and the girl goes, "Hot dog, yum!" And it's like, you talked to a hot girl today.
That counts. That counts.
Like there's something in your brain where like you think you talked to a hot girl today, or you interacted with a hot girl today, and if you didn't talk to any girls all week, I think it like satisfies something in the young man's brain who is disenfranchised.
For sure.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Just a sign of how disenfranchised we are.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Jesse Lee Peterson clips. We have a few. He did one where he was talking to some progressive gay black guy, and the guy asked him what a man is.
What is a man in your opinion?
A man is someone who loves what's right with all his heart, soul, and might. He lived by that, and he protect and guide his wife and family in the same manner with perfect love.
Now I understand what the term toxic masculinity is, man. Thank you so much.
You're using words like sexist and misogynist. Those are liberal female words. Those words should not even be coming out of your mouth if you're a real man.
Jesse roasts him. That guy used the opportunity. He asked Jesse what a man is. The definition was given, and he goes, that's oh, now I know toxic masculinity. And like, I guess it's toxic masculinity because you didn't say a man is anyone who thinks they're a man, because some women think they're men. So you didn't use the opportunity for the most basic definition of like human life. You didn't use that opportunity to affirm trans people. So for that reason, it's toxic.
I think no matter what Jesse said, he was going to say, wow, now I know what toxic masculinity is. So,
but that was his reasoning. It's like, it's toxic because you didn't define men by involving trans women into the definition, or trans men, or whatever they call them. So that was an opportunity, I guess, to affirm trans people.
Yep.
And then next, before we get to the next Jesse clip, David Hogg guns thing.
Yeah.
So David Hogg, speaking of what is a man,
pictured the generation that is going to break the gun lobby.
Yeah. David, look at your arms, buddy. You're the reason you're the reason people need guns.
Yeah. What's the phrase? God created man. Samuel Colt made them equal.
Yeah.
And it's like, David, you're still not equal.
It's the great equalizer, David. And you're going to break the gun lobby. You have skinny arms and a skinny neck, and you're in a non-monogamous relationship based on your Tinder.
Yeah.
David, guns are made for people like you.
For you, David. For your safety, so that you're equal with every other man, right?
What are you thinking?
So kind of ironic. And then also, like, you know, the no gun signs. It's like a robber sees like no guns. And it's like, all right, this is the house I'm
No
fucking
guns in
in.
here.
Yeah. So David's kind of a walking billboard for that.
Yeah, he
Like,
definitely
I
is.
will not get shot by this little twerp with the skinny arms, and he won't overpower me either.
And his girlfriend who's out on dates. He literally is in a non-monogamous relationship. It's like so embarrassing to even say that.
Yep.
And then Jesse Lee Peterson, clip number 2, the BLM.
Did you know that Black Lives Matter was an organization that was founded by a bunch of fat black lesbians who hate God, who hate the family, order of the family, who hate the unborn child, and they admitted, at least one of them, that they're a Marxist group and they've been trained to do what they're doing. Did you know it was founded by some fat black lesbians?
Wow. So first of all,
did you know that?
What we're not going to do is insult folks, right?
That's good. He
What
just roasted
we're
the
not going to do. And it's like, no, I'm Jesse. I've already done
Yeah.
it. Welcome to my show.
You can play the rest of it, actually.
All right.
So
Well, they claim to be lesbians and they're fat and they're black. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
But did you know they were founded by them?
I personally know them, right? So we're going to stop that part.
And you
'cause
knew
that's
that
not
before
okay.
they joined. What made you join knowing that? Because normally men don't follow women like that. What made you do it?
What made you do it? Jesse's so good. And then Jesse's, so those are my 2 favorite clips from him in the last few years. My all-time favorite is this one from Pride.
He's my boy. We're in a daddy-boy relationship.
And he's your daddy boy. What's a daddy boy?
Daddy-boy relationships, the best way I describe it is incest and mentorship.
He's my daddy boy relationship.
And what is a daddy boy?
And he didn't even say it right. He's my boy. We're a daddy boy relationship. So he's your daddy boy? What is a daddy boy? Well, that's the end of Cringe. Anything else you want to add before we move on?
No, I think we hit it all.
All right. Move on to Urban Decay. First part of Urban Decay, we have an update from last week. Remember that woman who asked that black guy if he was part of the community when he was fishing in that lake?
Yeah, do you live in this neighborhood?
Mm-hmm. All she asked was, do you live here? Because it's a neighborhood lake that they probably all pay HOA fees for, right? Mm-hmm. So she got fired from her job for that.
Yeah. Sea Glass Therapy fired this woman because that's how oppressed black people are, is that you can film a cell phone video of a polite interaction and get someone fired.
Yeah. You can't even ask black people a question. That's how much privilege white people have.
Yep.
I don't understand.
Put your head on the block. I'm going to swing this sword down and execute your public job.
All right, let's move on. Urban Decay. We're in Urban Decay, the Uber robbery.
Yeah, so we just reported on this a couple weeks ago on how Uber is now threatening to suspend people's drivers' accounts if they avoid certain areas too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to guess and say this was one of those types of areas.
Where you going? Colonial Crest? Seriously? Get the fuck out.
Yo, wash your fucking mouth.
Okay, well, look, I have no problem.
Wash your
I have
mouth,
no problem with you, but I'm trying to do a job.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. You gonna wash your fucking mouth. You gonna wash your choke to me, son.
Can you please
On my
get out of
mother's
my
side, you gonna
car?
wash your
Pause it real quick. You notice he's doing the repeating thing. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Mama. Watch your mouth on my mama, son. Yeah.
Not on his dad. On his mama.
His dad's not there.
And he's saying, watch your mouth, watch your mouth. And that's how you know things are escalating. He's getting mad, but he can't think of other things to say. All he can do is repeat and yell and hope that you escalate so he can pull the gun out.
That's a very 80 IQ thing.
Yeah.
On my mother. You gonna wash your fucking choke to me. What's up?
Somebody else pulls a gun to his head.
What's up with you, nigga? So what you trying to do?
I'm asking.
He's trying to rack his slide.
Talk to me crazy, nigga. What's up? What's up?
Dude! I'm trying to get out of here. Can you please get out of my car right now?
Pockets. Everything you got, nigga. Everything
I don't
you
have
got,
anything
nigga.
in my
Everything
pocket.
you fucking got, I'll blow your fucking brain out.
Yo! Get out of my car right now. Get out of my car. Dude!
Horrible day.
Picking up like a $12 fare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the people who are robbing him obviously put no thought into who they're robbing. They just robbed a person in front of them. So you can maybe do some thought process like, oh, who we robbing, boss? Like him and his buddy. Who we robbing, boss? What's the plan? The casino? The armored car at the bank?
Pawn shop on 18th.
It's like, nah, the Uber driver. Uber driver? Don't they have like no cash and take electronic money? Yeah, exactly. They always getting paid.
On gang.
It's like no thought process into actually doing a good sting.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it too, right? Like robbing just whoever's in front of you. And that's why nobody wants to live in these shitty neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
You see a nice brick building. It's a 3-flat. It's got 9,000 square feet or something dumb that you're like, damn, that they don't even make houses like that anymore.
It's $500,000 under like the normal cost for a house like that,
and it still won't move.
It's not
because
worth it.
Nobody wants to get a gun pointed at the back of their head when they have $23 cash in their pocket.
Yeah, and then those guys got out of the car, and I'm sure they went home and played Fortnite and put the guns away.
They said, "Man, that was stupid. I almost could have gotten in trouble. I'm probably on video camera robbing someone."
Let's go home.
Yeah.
And not do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Nah,
hey, is the rec center open?
No, it's not. All right, let's stay out and rob more people.
Yeah, so, criminals stay criminal. Do we want to do this other Uber girl?
Nah. That one was just, she was pointing a gun. We could play it.
Let's play it.
But there's nothing special. I don't think he knows. They're just doing a trick.
I know. This is what could be going on behind your back.
And they're making fun of him.
Look at the nails.
Finger on the trigger. They funny. They're going out. They're going to the club.
Yep. Black Lives Matter.
Yep. Next, the fight self-defense kid with the gun. This is a lesson learned. So this guy's getting in this kid's face.
Clearly a huge guy compared to this kid, and the kid
isn't backing down.
Is not intimidated.
Immediately goes for the waistband. And then the guy's got to jump on him at that point. Now you're probably dead.
Yep.
Because you had to fight that skinny neck kid for what?
Yeah. I don't know. He cut me off, dude.
When that kid is like facing you like that and he's clearly not scared, he's got baggy clothes on.
And you're clearly way bigger and he's still not scared.
Yeah. That should be a red flag.
Ding, 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 ding.
Something should go off in your brain.
Yeah. So dead on the sidewalk because somebody cut you off and you thought you were a tough guy. I don't know.
Worth it? Maybe.
Lessons here. Lessons on the podcast.
All right, moving on. The girl wants to get rid of her baby so she can go to the club.
Yeah, let's let this one rip.
No, everybody need to know. Come on now. And you a parent. You know what I'm saying?
You're a parent too.
Yes,
I don't
know.
want our kid no more. I'm sorry.
What?
You don't be here. You don't be here taking care of her. You don't be going through all the stressful stuff that I be going through.
Sure.
I want to go out. I want to go to the club. I want to travel. I want to be able to get up at 2 a.m. and go hang with my friends if I want to do it. You don't be nowhere to be found.
What? I'm working. What are you talking about?
Doing what?
And you sound real selfish like that. Saying that. You sound real
I'm alone.
selfish.
You're supposed to be her father, and I'm alone.
I am her
24 hours
father.
in a day.
And I am here
so
with
where
her.
do you be at? Because you might as well be an absent baby daddy, and I might as well put you on child support.
Oh my God.
To be honest.
Where the baby at right now?
With your mother.
With my mother.
Yeah, because you want to sit here and put
But
a
you
camera
told
in my
me
face
she was
and
going to
argue
be
with
here with you.
Why would she be here with me when I don't want her?
Oh my God. You
Oh,
sound
so you
real
don't want her?
selfish, man.
And then she wants to go out to the club and have fun at the club with her friends. So what happens at the club that could be any bit enjoyable?
I think there must be a guy, as soon as you walk in, some guy hands you $5,000.
Yeah.
Like drinks
Yeah.
are here, and everyone's a male model.
And they're all happy to see you. She's here. She's so
here,
beautiful.
Everybody, she's at the club. She came.
So I've been to the club a few times in like past life. You know, I went when I lived in New York and LA. The coolest things I've ever seen in the club, well, number one, on my birthday in the club one time, Ace Hood was there in the DJ booth, and he got on the mic and said, shout out to Big Justin. Happy birthday, Big Justin.
So Austin, Justin.
That was me.
That was kind of lost in translation, but it counts.
Because someone was probably like, yeah, shout out Big Austin for his birthday. And he's like, I got it.
Big
Big Justin. So, and you were there for that.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah.
And then in LA one time, I saw David Arquette lighting $20 bills on fire at Sassafras. And he'd come up to your table and go, hey, how's it going, guys? And then he'd light the $20 bill on fire and throw it in the air. That was cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
But, you know, having a kid might be a little bit better than that. And like both of our sisters have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And are they ever like fighting their husbands to go out to the club and party and drink Hennessy or whatever?
They're like teaching the kids stuff like months ahead of schedule. You know, that's where some white people are at.
Reading
like,
to the kid every night, no matter what.
They're obsessively looking at like where child development levels are and then where their kid is. And they're going, okay, I got to get ahead.
Yeah.
And then this woman, like, what are the chances this kid is functioning at a cognitive level where its age should be?
0.
Literally a 0% chance.
It's impossible.
So, hey, but the club and going out to lunch or going out to dinner at 2 a.m. with her friends.
Yeah.
You know what people always say on their deathbed? They go, I wish I was at the club more.
One last
club with the girls. They don't ask for their kids. They don't ask, where's Johnny? Where's my son? They just say, put on the club simulation, and they get in the VR headset.
And the last kid who was robbing the Uber, he probably had a mom who went to the club, didn't read to him.
Nope.
Didn't read to him, didn't instill anything important into him.
Yeah, and thus the 80 IQ chain continues, you know?
Exactly. All right, moving on.
Sad. It's sad.
It's very, it's
like,
not good.
Could you imagine if your mother was like that? I want to give my son away. I want to get to the club.
Yeah.
I want to travel. For what?
Travel to do what?
So,
meet someone and have a kid?
Yeah, exactly.
You already did that.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. We're still in urban. The Texas spike balls, they're releasing these spike balls on the Rio Grande.
Yeah, they're spike buoys that are designed to be daisy chained together to make crossing the Rio Grande into Texas harder. And the workers have already begun installing it. They're calling it a floating barrier in an effort to deter migrants from crossing the dangerous river to enter the U.S. illegally. And Greg Abbott is already getting sued for it.
Yeah.
By lefty, legal, the ACLU type organizations. This can't stand. This is cruelty. And it's like, don't come.
Don't come. Hundreds of people a year die trying to cross, including sometimes it includes like
a border
patrol trying to save them. Whenever someone's like trying to get saved, that's always a dangerous situation. But hundreds of people a year die trying to cross the Rio Grande, and everyone's saying, "Oh, like where's the pro-lifers when it comes to this?" What are you talking about? Go back. Don't swim across the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
It's easy. We don't need 50 million 35-year-old men from all over the world coming here.
Yeah, being a pro-lifer doesn't mean every single person should live.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people who need to die based on their actions on this earth.
That's true.
And we're not talking about these, but
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm just saying like pro-life, they're like pro-life gotcha. It's like, no, we're just talking about the defenseless unborn children.
Yeah.
And I still want to see the murderer's head, like I want to see him get zapped still.
Yeah,
So
exactly. We don't need these illegals coming here. We have plenty. We have 50 million of them already. What do we need them for? Oh, the food. We need gulab jamun. You ever had gulab jamun? Yeah, we got gulab jamun 35 million people ago. You know, we have enough people here who can make chicken biryani.
who's gonna make the burrito tacos?
Yeah, we got enough. I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Well, speaking of that, like the country, you know, country's full. Country's full, right?
That's the attitude. Country's full, and that's my attitude. Yeah, because it is.
And but we've been stumbling across some Twitter arguments where people. This was in England, but people were like, "Oh, country's full?" ?
And then they show this huge mountain valley with a lake. Yeah, the country's full. Illegals can come in and throw the plastic cups on the ground here. Why don't you let them?
Yeah.
They can come ruin this.
Hey.
Country's not full.
I could fill 25 Soviet-era designed apartment buildings, and we could house 500,000 Somalis in this beautiful canyon. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is just such, I don't know why we brought it up, but like we've been seeing it more and more. Country's full, this and that.
Yeah.
It's like quality of life, right? Illegal immigrants, they help the GDP by this. And it's like, I don't give a fuck if America's gross domestic product goes up by 1%, if I have to walk past a fentanyl guy, if I have to walk past, 30 illegals who are doing wire fraud now, as soon as they get into the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, there's this trade-off where like leftists always talk about like, oh, but the economic benefits of it. And it's like, my quality of life hasn't really risen outside of my own wage growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or anybody's for that matter in any city. Nobody's having a more enjoyable walk, better neighborhood, better this.
Yeah.
You know, and
crime is up, all the bad things are up, all the good things are down.
And it's
the
just
bad things are up, the good things are down.
It's pretty simple. And so these politicians and everybody, they're talking about, oh, immigration, we need to help them and they help us. It's like, dude, like, I just want my life to be better. And none of our politicians seem to understand that or care about that.
Yeah.
They care about importing the next big block of voting, that they can, that'll help themselves get reelected.
There's plenty of space. There's a lot of space in South America, too.
Yeah, and
a
it's
lot
like
of space in Congo.
Oh, yeah. You ever heard of Africa?
Tons of space.
Yeah, there's space there.
Oh,
Doesn't
it's about
make it
space?
nice.
Send them there. There's plenty of space. Let's go to the leg sores guy, man, on the street.
Yeah, so this is the kind of guy I'm talking about in quality of life.
How long have you had this, man?
Hold on, like a week now. There was nothing there.
You got it.
Look, there was nothing there. And it started out as like a little zit, little pimple. And then I popped it, and now that's what it is now. It's been literally like 7 days. Yeah, that's it's just from the trade. And then see, it starts, it goes, and see, that's how you know it's from. Because you can see where it starts down other parts of the leg.
So the doctors actually said this is likely from
Look
trade?
at that.
They did tests and everything for me. Everything. They did toxicity reports and shit. They said it wasn't, what do they call it? Cellulitis. Not cellulitis, absolutely not. Not MRSA, not any of those things. And what it is from the shit. The lilazine or lilazine?
Xylazine.
Yeah. It is. It can't be done.
Oh, look at that.
Human
Oh,
body
I can see the
can't
silhouette of
really,
a demon
stop
on
to,
that.
break that shit down. So
It
it
looks
does,
like
it
a
goes
silhouette of
in the
a
body, it
demon.
goes into the muscles, goes into the tissue. It sits there and it
You can so see the silhouette of a demon right there, dude.
You think that's a demon?
I can see the silhouette of a demon, dude.
You can see
That's
a
what
silhouette of a demon here.
I saw the
Nick, we
same
gotta get you
thing.
off the streets, bro.
The one right there, you can see the silhouette.
All right, silhouette of a demon.
I see it too. So that guy's like got his legs are just rotting in the street.
Yeah.
But he's got clean crack pipes. He's got clean needles at least.
Clean
he's
needles.
doing all the fentanyl he wants to do. but he's just rotting out in the street.
So this is a result of compassionate care, right?
Yeah.
This is how it looks.
We got plenty of space, though, if illegals want to come here and have 6 kids.
Yeah. And I've seen this guy, or I saw something recently on Twitter that's like they won't let you into rehab facilities if you have open wounds. So like it's kind of like once you get the trank sore on your leg, you're in a perpetual spiral until you're dead.
Yeah.
So someone's son, someone's,
It's a death sentence, basically.
Yeah. Someone's son, but at least he's got clean needles, right, mom and dad?
Yeah. He's got the vending machine where he gets the free crack pipes.
Yep.
All right, well, let's not get too depressed. Let's not get too down. Let's move into Uplifting Gold. Don't get too down and depressed.
Yeah.
Our first clip of Uplifting Gold, the 56-year-old fighter, the backyard brawler, someone's dad.
Just someone's dad. Let's check him out.
I'm Vice Grip. I'm 56, want to know in the scrapyard. I've had a belief all my life that the 50-something comeback thing is a terrible idea, but here I am doing it anyway, so let's see how it works out.
I'm Tank. I'm here to put on a good show and have a good fight. Let's go.
Yeah, let him have it. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Man. Oh, geez. Nice. Away from the branch. Away from the branch. Pace yourself. You got him. You beat him. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Nice.
Someone's...
Stay off my lawn.
Someone's dad is absolutely throwing down. I'm an empty nester now. My wife plays bridge.
Yeah.
I go out there and
beat the shit out of an undersized guy who's 20 years younger than me.
That's a real someone's dad situation.
Hey, I will say, if you're a 56-year-old looking to get into some backyard street fight boxing thing,
shout out the podcast.
Well, shout out the podcast, but I was going to say fight selection is very important.
Oh,
you get the undersized guy who thinks his reach is like this.
Because if you pick the wrong guy, you're dead.
Yeah, you're brain dead.
You can get killed.
Yeah.
Good
to see, though.
The kid trying to eat an oyster. He's at a restaurant. He's trying to eat it. He just can't do it.
Swallow. Don't spit it out, boy.
He just can't do it. I know that feeling. Once it gets in your mouth and you're just like, swallowing is not an option. Your body just shuts it down and it has to come out.
Fair.
And oysters are like boogers.
Yeah, they're kind of disgusting. I'm
Yeah.
into oysters for the side stuff.
Yeah,
The side flavors, the cocktail sauce, the cracker.
The mignonette sauce. And in New Orleans, sometimes they do these thick oysters that are like this and like that.
It's like a cheeseburger patty.
It's like a steak. It's like a meat patty of just, it's too much. Yeah. They do a bad job sometimes at some places. All right, the next clip, they invented jump rope in Africa.
Yeah, with limited resources at hand, they invented the same game that we have.
Wow, they got jump rope. That's exciting. They learned how to jump rope.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Done with the rope. Launch it. That's good.
Don't worry about the kid's shoulders.
Yeah. Last clip. Little girl water balloon Mike Pence.
Little girl sees her opportunity. Don't use him.
Lights him up.
Smiles and is waiting for the next guy.
And it's nice because she's like old enough to throw a good throw, young enough to not get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Mischievous American spirit. Mike Pence is a corn dog.
Mike Pence deserved it.
He deserves it. He's got lit up by Tucker a couple days ago. That's exactly what you want to see. Mike Pence taking water balloons. Then last thing, we'll end the show with this. Studio 8 Hair Salon. We end the show every week with America First businesses that need help, whether that's followers, Google reviews, stuff like that, traffic to their site. This one was a clip about a hair salon that turned down a trans person. Here's what they said.
Remember the Supreme Court case from a week ago? Well, just today we had our first business announce that they would no longer serve LGBTQ people. Studio 8 Hair Salon in Michigan put out a Facebook notice stating that they were going to refuse service to trans and queer people and stated that those people should go to animal groomers.
So what did that article say? It said,
if a human identifies as anything other than a man/woman, please seek services at a local pet groomer, the hair salon owner said. You are not welcome at the salon, period. She's doing a bit.
She's doing a bit. It's funny. And then this trans person's mad.
Yeah, which one is this? This is the activist, the power couple, trans activist who
yeah.
Aaron Reed?
I don't know.
Aaron, a.k.a. like Michael or something back in the day?
Yeah, I don't know. So that hair salon, I'm sure, is under fire for that. So let's give them some positive reviews. Let's leave some positive reviews. They're linked in the description. Salon 8 Hair Salon in Michigan. We leave all the links in the description. But, you know, let's leave some positive ones so we can combat the negative ones I'm sure she's about to get.
Yeah. We appreciate anyone who does a bit.
Any closing remarks?
How'd you do?
This episode?
Yeah.
Honestly, I felt terrible.
Yeah.
It was a bad episode for me. I felt like crap. I felt sick. My head is like all unpressured, depressured, and bad. I couldn't think.
I sensed that. I tried to jump in when I could. Hopefully it wasn't too noticeable, guys.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't too noticeable.
We'll play the next play.
Play the next play, but that's probably as bad as it's ever going to get from me. It was just, I felt terrible and sick. We had to get through it because I'm not going to miss an episode. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FlexTalks.com for bonus land and Q&A. Those are going to be fun and really good. Those are coming out on Friday and Sunday this week. So make sure you join FlexTalks.com, and we will see you Friday's episode, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one.
So see the silhouette of a demon right there, dude. I can see the silhouette of a demon.